Lots of seats up here.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is so wonderful to be in this room with you all. Before we really settle into Shabbat and feel that calm, that rest that Shabbat is supposed to bring for us, let's get to know our neighbors a little bit. So let's turn to someone that maybe you know, maybe you don't know. Introduce yourself, reintroduce yourself. Say Shabbat Shalom. Say welcome. Thrilled to be sitting near you. Beautiful. And as we welcome each other into this space, let us welcome in our angels. We're on page 11 in our Siddur, in our prayer book. We're going to begin with peace. Shalom Aleichem, page 11.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'chem v'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. V'melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elohim melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
So tonight is our leadership Shabbat. This is the night which we install our new board of trustees. We'll get to that a little bit later, but we like to invite up previous board members. If you've ever served on the board of trustees in years past here at Temple Israel Hall, we want you to come forward to help us light some candles. So if you've served before on our board, not current board members, but if you've served before, come on forward. You're going to come over to this table of tea lights. You're going to help us bring a little light into this space. You're going to gather around over here. You're going to help us light our tea lights. You can start lighting those now. As you come on up, you can grab a matchbook and help us strike a match. We're going to invite up two upcoming Benot Mitzvah, Maddie and Kayla, as well, to light our Shabbat candles. You can come on up with your families. Come forward, please. Maddie, Kayla, over here. With your families, with your families. With your families. Come on up, come on up. Over here, Kayla. And Maddie, come on over here. So our passport members are lighting some of our lights over here. Our Benot Mitzvah will bring in our Shabbat lights right here. Let's bring in this light. Let's bring in this love of community as we offer our blessings over our candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Let's take a seat. Now that we have our candles lit in this space, we'll harness that energy, that light, that love. We'll turn to page 8 in our prayer books. Turn back just a few pages as we join together for Yedid Nefesh.
Ay, 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 Yedid
Turn to page 20 as we slowly invite Shabbat into this space, into our souls with each breath we take. Let's take a deep breath now. Let's bring on Shabbat.
Page 24. Or Zarua la 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 zari. Or Zarua la 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 zari. Uishvele simcha, uishvele simcha, uishvele simcha. Live a life of goodness, be the righteous one. Live a life of kindness, be the righteous one. Live a life of holiness, be the righteous one. And let your heart shine out. Or Zarua la 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 zari. Or Zarua la 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 zari. Uishvele simcha, uishvele simcha, uishvele simcha.
29. Shabbat is here. Let's take another deep breath. Let's welcome it fully in. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Librat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, Shamor v'Zachor v'Dibur echad, Yishmiyad v'Hameyuchad, Adonai echad, Shemo echad, v'Shem u'Tiferet v'Nitehila, Lecha Dodi, Librat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, Librat Shabbat, Lechuvenecha, Ki Mekor Baracha, Merosh Mikedem Lesucha, Sof Maaseh B'Machshava Techila, Lecha Dodi, Librat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, Mikdash Melech Yemelucha, Hu Yitzei Mitoch Avecha, Rav Lashevet Be'emek Havacha, Vehu Yachamol Alayichem Lecha Dodi, Librat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, Itna Ari Ne'achar Kuli, Nishiti Dedi Partech Ami, Al Yad Ben Yishai Bet Alachmi, Karva Alachshi De'ala, Lecha Dodi, Librat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, It'oreri, It'oreri, Ki ba'orech Kumi Ori, Uri, Uri, Shir Daberi, Kavod Adonai, Alayim Chila, Lecha Dodi, Librat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, Lecha Dodi, Librat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, Lecha Dodi, Librat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Kabbalat. לא תבושי ולא תקרבי, מות תשתוכחי ומתכמי, בך יחסו אני יעמי, ונבנתה העיר ותילה לך דודי, librat kala, pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, lecha dodi, librat kala, pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, והיולים שיסה שוסייך, ורחקו קומם עלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס השטן הקלה, לך דודי, librat kala, pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, לך דודי, librat kala, pene Shabbat, Kabbalat. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת ארוני תריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי, librat kala, pene Shabbat, Kabbalat, לך דודי. בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. יאללה לה לה יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה.
Page 31.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדיך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדיך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. יאללה לה יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה לה
We turn to page 36 and we rise for Baruch. la 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 You may be seated. Turn to page 38 as we invite back up Kayla and Maddie, who will lead us in Shema and Ve'ahavta, page 38.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת. יישר כוח. nicely done.
So as I'm sure you're aware, this school year has come to an end for many, many communities. And there was a poem that I saw online that I want to share with you all about graduations. This is specifically targeted for those graduating high school, going off into the world for college. It's by Hannah Yerushalmi. She wrote it just this week. Dear God of Israel, keep my child safe, secure in their core identity as they encounter worlds within worlds. Open their hearts to hold multiple truths and the skills to stand up for our people, even as they defend the stranger and the needy. Let them find shelter within our tiny tribe, while finding the courage to engage with new ideas, never forgetting those who perished in God's name. Help them feel secure in the lessons of our heritage and the pledges they made as they stood proudly before the Holy Torah at their B'nai Mitzvah. Bless them with empathy and understanding to open up their thirsty minds, nimble souls, but keep them grounded to the scrolls on our doorposts. Support their journey towards the tree of knowledge with trusted teachers and kindred spirits who share in our quest to make this world a better place. May they forever find steadfast refuge in the shelter of our eternal nation and seek answers from the tribal lessons of our ancient homeland. Guide their hearts to beat in tandem with the Israeli people, a relationship born at the base of a desert mountain and nurtured through sacred rituals and pilgrimage festivals. Dear God of Israel, guard my child's place in the sacred chain of tradition, generations old, so that through them our people will yet endure.
Amen.
Page 39. We offer Micha Mocha, our people's original blessings of transition.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
Turn to page 44. We'll invite you all to please rise, either physically or spiritually, as we begin our Amidah together with our opening line. We'll continue silently with our own personal prayers through page 50.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory.
There's so much healing that our world needs. Inside each of our souls, inside our city, inside our country, inside the world. So bring someone to mind that is in need of a prayer for healing. It could be you or an aspect of you, a family member, someone you know, or just someone you've heard about, someone from work or school, someone from your community. And let's send our healing to all of those in need of healing. If you want to say their name out loud, we can say it all together. I invite you to say their names now. And then there are many more that we haven't said that we're holding close. Page 239. Join us in Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Ve'imotenu. May the source of strength will bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Amen. May healing come speedily. So Rabbi Calvin Dox DaCosta mentioned graduations, and I just want to give a real shout out to our Bay Nimoy ECC and our Briskin full-time day schools and our religious school, who are all experiencing graduations right now. It's pretty incredible to have over 500 kids in our school step up and enjoy our community and celebrate being together. So it's been a really fabulous week here at our community. There's a lot of things also that are coming up. One is that next Friday night is Pride Shabbat at TIOH, and Miss Lavinia Carr will be leading services. She's pretty incredible. Those of you who have been before, she's very knowledgeable. She'll be leading in drag and delivering the Devar Torah and leading us all through services and speaking about pride and her place in our community. Also, the next Friday after that, so 2 Friday nights from now, the 19th, I'll be speaking about the very controversial thing that's going on right now in the Reform movement. If you've been following along, Hebrew Union College is beginning to ordain rabbis who are non-Zionists or anti-Zionists. And it's a really big issue in the Reform movement, and I'll be addressing that 2 weeks from now. And then 3 weeks from now, Rabbi Calvin's going to be leading services on his own. So you need to show up, because there won't be a cantor. He's going to be everything, and you're going to be everything with him. And then, of course, the first Friday of July, our new senior rabbi, Mark Miller, begins, and we're going to really celebrate his presence on July 10th, because the first weekend is, July 4th weekend and all that. So July 10th will be a big shebang, and I hope that you welcome him.
And Rabbi Michelle, I just want to say one thing as well. While we're in the Hoda Oath announcement, just happy birthday to Lisa Drucker.
Oh.
And happy birthday to Stephanie Bressler tomorrow. And Johnny Mars.
Johnny Mars
is your birthday right
tomorrow?
now? Happy birthday, Johnny Mars. Incredible.
And welcome Or, Johnny's brother, who's traveling in. So nice. So many birthdays. Wait, do we have any more birthdays? I can't just, any other? Those were big birthdays. All right. Great. Mazel tov. So this is Leadership Shabbat. And I was thinking about what is expected of a leader, of a Jewish leader. And there are many hints in this week's Torah portion, Baha'alotecha, and I just want to share a few of them as sort of inspiration for us as we welcome our leaders here and bless them and charge them. So it actually starts with Moses. Moses in this week's portion is called the humblest. It's the only time that characterization is given from him. And Phil is like, that's interesting. Why? I could see it on your face. Why is he called humble? He's like such a big shot, right? But actually the context is really interesting. You see Miriam and Aaron, who are his what? Siblings, are complaining about Moses. And we're not quite sure what they're complaining about. First, it seems as though they're complaining about the wife that he marries. And then they sort of change direction and they start complaining that Moses thinks he's so special because God speaks to him mouth to mouth. And how about us? Okay, so it's not really clear. The Torah doesn't really decide. But right after all those complaining, and by the way, we Jews complain even more in this week's Torah portion. We complain about the food, that there's not fish and cucumbers and melons. I'm not making this up. You can go look. And that we wish that we were back in Egypt. So there's lots of complaining going on. And right after all of that, Torah says that Moses is a nav. He is the most humble. Now, what's important to know is that anav does not mean meek and little and self-deprecating. That's not what it means. Thelma knows this because Thelma's in my Musar class. Anav means knowing your place and your space. Okay, so for example, if I would have gotten up here and said, hey everyone, Shabbat Shalom, so what do you think about the Torah portion? That's like irresponsible. That's not owning my place and space. But if I were to come home after services and start giving this sermon to my family, I'd be kicked out, right? Because that's not my place and space there. But Moses is called the most anav because he knew what his place and space was, and he also knew that he couldn't lead the people on his own, that he had to depend on Aaron, his brother, and also Jethro, his father-in-law, which leads me to the second quality of leadership, which is turning to others for help. Moses knew that his role was to free the people and to get them out of Egypt. And he didn't know he was going to have to wander for 40 years, but he took that on. And then he knew also what he wasn't good at. He wasn't like the ritual guy. And that's what he needed help with in terms of Aaron. And then he also knew that he emotionally lost his temper every once in a while. And he does so in this week's portion. He does so in such a horrendous way that he actually says, I'd rather die because I can't take it. These people complain too much. And he actually says to God, kill me. It's really a crazy scene. And so he then leans on God for help. And the third thing he does is he actually then listens to God and leans on the 70 elders who come to his help and help him through a very difficult time. So second quality is you know when to ask for help. And that leads me to the third quality in this week's portion, which is giving people a second chance. Leaders need to give people a second chance. So what do I mean by that? Also in this week's portion, you know how like 8 weeks ago we celebrated Passover? Something like that. About 8 weeks ago we celebrated Passover. And the whole thing with the matzah and the maror and all of that kind of stuff. Well, what happened, this is not theoretical. Some guy walks up to Moses in this week's Torah portion and says, you know what? I couldn't make it to Passover. I was busy, I was traveling, or I suffered a death in my family and I was ritually impure and I couldn't join the community during Passover. Can you help me out, Moses? And our immediate thought would be like, well, I'm sorry, like the 14th of Nisan is over. Like you can't just do Passover now. So Moses walks up to God and says, so God, what do I do? And God actually says, give him a second chance. And there's this concept called Pesach Sheni, which means the second Passover. And it's exactly a month after first Passover. And it's for everyone who couldn't make it to the Seder. You get to do it again. And the whole shebang you get to do again. The wine and the matzah and the bitter herbs, you get to do the whole thing again. It's called Passover Sheni. So fast forward to us today. Here we are, and we are charging our leaders to lead us with humility and with dignity. But we're also charging them to lead us in Moses' steps, with Moses' vision, to lead us in humility and to come forward when they're called to come forward, to lead us in a way in which they feel comfortable asking for help from all of us in order to be the leaders they need to be. And then the third thing is giving themselves, giving the board, giving all of us a second chance when maybe they mess up. And that's okay. That's okay, because they're stepping up and they're doing it with humility and with a sense of groundedness that they want to help us be the best community we can be. And so may our leaders be guided by these three principles, not only now, but for many years to come. And I want to invite up Dory Lamar now, who's going to be reflecting on leaving the board. And she and I are not stupid because we're going to have Roger Cumble come after us. But Stephanie is, because she's then going to speak after Roger Cumble.
Making sure that works, right. I reflect on my experience as a longtime board member with feelings of warmth, gravity, and a little bit of wisdom that comes with age. I joined the board 12, 13 years ago. Our son Isaac was just pre-bar mitzvah. Nadia was around 8, the same year my mother passed away. We were a younger family in the midst of life cycle events, and our TIOH world was a gentle anchor. We were actively involved in the religious school during the Shabbat program era. Both kids went K through 12. And I co-chaired the Family and Youth Education Commission with Peter Marcus, currently the Ed Commission. I was excited to serve, learn, and give back. I began as a trustee for a few years. Then I was a member of the executive board as secretary for a few years. And then I was a trustee again. This was all unique to my service. This was a dynamic experience where the challenges and exciting parts of serving were often the same. One of the hardest parts of being on a board that's a temple with schools is supporting the nuances between administration and policy, taking off the parent, grandparent, or special friend hat, holding your spiritual home close to your heart, all with the responsibility and goals of prosperity, sustainability, healing, helping, and honoring an incredible community of all ages, races, and genders. This is a muscle that requires nurturing. The board, staff, and clergy are continually making decisions, having hard conversations, agreements, disagreements, backed by metrics, research, hours of on committees, all to serve our community past, present, and future. So the probability of differing opinions from time to time is real. My first disagreement as a trustee was on a particular vote regarding board configuration. We both felt strongly and committed, and I have to tell you, it was the best disagreement I have ever had. The conversation, the listening, the bullet points where that clenched feeling was truly minimal or actually non-existent. I was excited. What an amazing environment. With such respect and admiration, I felt lucky to be in this challenging space. Other challenges have ensued. TIOH has gone through a lot. It was important to detach from anything that felt too personal while also remaining intensely connected, all in service of the best outcome. This actually wasn't as hard as it was heavy. The gravity, the responsibility, the soul work. Some more of the great experiences, being part of change that arrives from diligence, careful consideration, and passion, having access to leadership, staff, and clergy, and these relationships on a different level, pretty great. And as I was reminded recently, access is a privilege. And now I think of ways for everyone to have access for whatever they need, with boundaries, of course. Learning work-side conversations can be a productive part of the process. On an institutional level, bearing witness and being a part of all the caring, helping, and supporting that happens temple-wide and beyond. Laughing, pre-meeting dinners, having fun, and everyone replies to texts, emails, and calls. Then, without a doubt, the relationships with all who gather, at the least on monthly Tuesday nights, age ranges spanning a decade or so on either side of me. I am inspired by you all. As I step off the board with warmth, gravity, and that little bit of wisdom, I can offer some insights from what I have learned. Be around people who inspire you. Be patient. Embrace difference, knowing we are all in need of inclusion, belonging, and equity, where we redefine diversity among our own people. Check in with yourselves. Define your anchors. It makes me happy to feel kind of reverent to see that our family, the kids, now 21 and 24, feel that same gentle anchor at TIOH from earlier in their childhood. I look forward to serving our community in new ways as I continue to be motivated by our leadership, our clergy, staff, and all of you. As a community, I think we are all reflections of each other. And that's not just warm and cozy. It is security basked in strength. Let's continue to focus on the light, always shine, and move forward together. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Temple Israel. I'm Roger Cumble. I'm Vice President of Arts and Programming on the board. I've been currently living in Rome this year on a job. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there with you tonight. Actually, I could have been there with you tonight, except no one would fly me private from Rome to LA. They thought it was too expensive, the $80,000. I'm not going to mention who. Rhymes with Zach Lasker. A little frugal if you ask me, but I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about my 10 years on the board. I served for 5 board presidents, Phyllis Klein, not old present. Johnny Mars, mentally unstable. Heidi Siegel, she was lovely actually. She was a sweetie. Don't know about that law degree. I think that was made up. But Jill Cohen, a monster. And Stephanie Bresler. Oh sure, she's cute. When she isn't screaming at you or hitting you because we didn't have the proper mahjong tables. Whatever, I moved past it. Anyhow, I am so honored and delighted that you have decided to rename the Newsbound Sanctuary the Roger Cumble Sanctuary and Pickleball Center. I'm really touched, and I oh, they said no. Well, the board does it, right? Oh, it's unanimous. Huh. Okay. Cancel Avi's Venmo, right? Yeah. I'm not paying him.
Vaffanculo, Avi.
Well, can I have Shval Hall? Well, he has two things. He has the chapel, and he has that. And Mark hasn't even started as the rabbi. We've named the hall after him. It's kind of. I don't care. This is the point of my speech when Michelle is regretting reaching out to me because I didn't follow the assignment. Just doing shtick. Too bad. Okay, I'll be serious. What's my takeaway from Temple Israel? It was during 2020, during the pandemic, we had high holiday services. So we just rallied. James, Nima, myself, and the rabbis, and we did it with some iPhones and some camcorders, and it worked. I think it worked. I don't have bad tomato reviews for it, so I guess it worked. I don't know. That's who we are, you know. We don't have the big budgets, but we have the people, we have the community. But don't worry, I'm not going away. I'm coming back next month to terrorize Susie Meyer and help out with the 100-gallon video. So if you don't like these jokes, you're in for trouble. Anyhow, have a great evening. Congrats to Dory Lamar on also graduating from the board. I hope to see you guys soon. I miss you all. If you're in Rome, come visit. Look me up. Ciao.
Take it away. So sorry.
It won't be as funny because Roger's usually the one who edits my speeches to make them funnier. But it is nice hearing Roger speak when I'm not sitting next to him worried about what he's going to say and I can't kick him under the table. So, first and farthest away, Roger Cumble. Roger has been on the Board of Trustees for many years and has played an incredibly important role on our board and has made an impact on TIOH as a whole. Roger has been the bringer of fun, the reminder that there is always and should always be a place for joy, and is often the voice of what others may be too timid to say aloud. He has pushed me personally and us collectively to be the best we can and to lead with humility, humor, and heart. His mark will be felt on our community's programming for generations to come, and we are all better for having had him play a leadership role at TIOH. Thank you, Roger. Dory, there you are. You are infinitely better with words than I will or could ever be, so excuse me, but that is one thing I will miss most about you in our boardroom. You bring a deeply thoughtful perspective to our discussions. You manage to breathe emotion and depth even to discussions about dollars and cents. You have allowed me and each of us to see things from an angle we might not have yet considered. Your empathy and compassion are unmatched. I have a feeling I will continue to think to myself, what would Dory think? When some of those tricky moments come up, and while I'm sure my answer won't be completely accurate or good enough, I will attempt to push us towards the path of greater understanding of those around and amidst us. Thank you for speaking up with grace and care always. We'll miss you. And to our new board members, one who is on Zoom and one who is here, Amanda Whitman, who isn't able to be here tonight, is a rock star. She has served as ECCPA co-chair for a few years and served on our senior rabbi search committee this year, as well as volunteering in so many other capacities over the years. Amanda comes to everything she does with a cool, calm presence. She is thoughtful, insightful, and sees the good in everyone. I can't wait to have her voice back in the boardroom as a trustee. Ann Turk. We met about 18 years ago when she was a lay leader working on our TIO3 toddler program. That toddler is in college now and here with us tonight. Ann has co-chaired so many incredible galas and programs over the years and is currently co-chairing our Centennial Gala. She also served on our senior rabbi search committee this year. One of the biggest compliments in my book is to say that someone only really speaks when they really have something to say. That describes Ann in committee meetings to me. Anne is contemplative, is always taking notes and weighing opinions before jumping in. She's so, so smart and so kind, and I'm confident that her voice and perspective will be incredible assets to our boardroom. Welcome.
I'd like to now call forward our past presidents who are here. Forgive me if I leave someone out. Gail Ash, Jerry Munn, Susie Meyer, Johnny Mars, Carrie Hausner, Phyllis Klein, Steve Krell, Thelma Samuelon, and Bill Simon. I've seen all of you, as well as past staff, Cantor Aviva Rosenblum, Executive Director Jane Zuckerman, and current staff Rabbi Laura Regev, Dr. Hannah Bennett, and Dr. Zach Lasker, to please hold this chuppah. And underneath the chuppah and flowing out through the aisles, I would love to invite up our entire board, our current board, as well as Anne, who is joining the board. So if you are a continuing board member or new to the board, and Amanda, we're holding you under this chuppah as well.
Squeeze on through, squeeze on through.
So remember how I said that one of the marks of leadership is knowing when to ask for help. And not only do you have the past presidents around you who can help you, and our current president, obviously, but you also have the whole community here who is here to help you. You are our representatives, and you're the ones who speak for all of us and help guide us. And so actually the blessing tonight is going to come from the community. So this group of leaders, they lead in areas such as finance, development, communications, personnel, the arts, education, spiritual growth, community connection. And I'm going to ask all of you now to give one word of a blessing to them. What would you want to bless them with, given what they are responsible for? So I'm going to start on this end, and please raise your hand and say what kind of blessing you'd like to give to them. Judgment. Patience. Wisdom. Compassion. Beautiful. Discretion. Empathy. Compassion. Laughter. Humanity. Beautiful. I'm on this end now. Boldness coupled with restraint. Perspective. Beautiful. What else? Curiosity. Shalom. Completeness, wholeness, peace. Listening ear. Beautiful. Anything else from this side? Appreciation. Amazing. Take all of those words with you. Know that we're all behind you and that you can lean on us as we lean on you and as we make this community a healthy, strong, beautiful, loving, exciting community.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
En yehi ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
En yehi ratzon.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God keep each and every one of you close, protecting you always with blessings. May God's light shine upon you and through you, so that as you move through this world, with each decision you make as a part of this board and as part of this community, on behalf of this community, May you bring more and more light, wisdom, compassion, and all these blessings with you. And may it bring you a sense of comfort and a sense of peace, knowing that you are doing holy work. And let us say, Amen.
Amen, amen. And it makes so much sense that we then flow right into Aleinu, because Aleinu is a messianic prayer of better times and beautiful community. So I ask the whole congregation to rise now. We're on page 282 with Aleinu, 282.
עלינו לשבח, לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה, להיות זה בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל עמונה, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא. והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים. והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים. אין עוד מלבדו, Nato, אין עוד מלבדו, אפס נאטו, אחד, אדוני אחד, אחד ושמו אחד, אחד, אדוני אחד, אחד ושמו אחד, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד, אפס נאטו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד, אפס נאטו.
Be seated. This week, the Malach HaMavet has been very busy, the angel of death, and we've lost some really, really tremendous people. Our day school teacher, David Becker, lost his father. Michael Becker lost his father, David Becker. And then on the day of David Becker's funeral, Michael's father-in-law died. And Michael's father-in-law was Rabbi Stuart Kelman. And Stuart was an incredible man who taught me everything I know about Chevra Kadisha and how to do Tahara. So all of you who have been trained to do that from me, this is the man I learned it from. May his memory be for a blessing. Both of them were laid to rest this week. And also during these 30 days of Shloshim, we've laid to rest Rose Grossman, Marilyn, Megan, Adina Nevo, Jacob Shapiro, and Gerald B. Schreiber. And during this week, we're remembering the yahrzeits of Blima Buchbelter, Morley Engelson, Terry Fink, Thelma Greenfield, Gertrude Gutfreund, Paul Hoff, Robert Horan, Jessica Kaplan, Max Levitt, Buddy Levine, Jeannie Littman, Noah Marmalofsky, Sophia Chappie Marks, Bennett Rubin, Herman Rubin, Doris Schnelling, and Louis Sherman. If I mentioned a name and you're here to say Kaddish for them, if you would rise first. And if I didn't mention a name and you are adding a name to Kaddish, please say their name out loud. May all of their names be for a blessing and for goodness in our lives. If it's your custom to stay seated for Kaddish, please do. If it's your custom to stand next to a mourner, we're on page 292 as the mourners lead us in Kaddish. Mourners, Yitgadal, Amen. Bialma, Brachrute, Bialmich Malchute, Bechayachon, Bialmechon, Chaye Tekol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Ubisma Karid. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam Al Mei Al Maya, Yitbarach, Yitbar V'Shalom V'Yitnas, V'Tador V'Taleh V'Tolam. Brechu Le'ela Min Kol Birchatav Tishvachatav V'Nechematav Ta'amiran V'Alma. Amen. Yehei Shalom Yishmael V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael. Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'Imru. Amen.
Oseh Shalom B'Mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel Ve'imru.
Maddie and Kayla, please join us as you lead Kiddush. Also, right after Kiddush and Motzi, I invite everyone to go outside. The doors will slide. And Eli, where's Eli Raybell at? Next week, sorry. Okay, you're right, that's next week. We're going to have an oneg outside here. Please enjoy afterwards. And we're on page 294 for Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני וקדש השבת לחיים.
L'chaim and Motzi.
Blessing over our challah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Join us for our closing song. Make sure you meet someone you don't know and say Shabbat Shalom.